Hey, what up nerds? Welcome to my expert F2L video. This video will be about the first two layers, how to make them. This is not including cross, and I assume that you already can do F2L a little bit. And this video is really an expert video with expert tricks, so if you cannot even do a little bit of F2L, and it's quite useless to watch this video. For that, I will also have another video about F2L, which is the video response of this video. So if you are new to F2L and you want to learn that, so click on that. And if you want to solve F2L better, more effective, and of course faster, then watch this video. So first of all, I would like to say that in this video I would like to share with you some thoughts and some principles on how to solve F2L, rather than really to show you the specific tricks and algorithms per case on how to solve cubes. I think this idea will become clear as the video progresses. So first, just a little check if you are experienced enough to really understand the stuff that will be told in this video. So for example, this trick, I assume that you know it, because, well, you just have to know it. So, which is the best example? I think this is a good example first on just being efficient and do not unnecessarily stupid stuff. So in this case, you could, well, actually it's this case. So if you would see this case, a lot of people would do rotation, set it up like this, and then solve it. But of course, the smart thing to do is just to do LU moves and just set it up like this, which is just the other way around. But if you know the different kind of tricks to solve the same case, so in this case, you don't need as much cube rotations, and yeah, just you win a lot of time with this. Well, it's not maybe winning time, but more just don't losing it. So the same maybe for this case. From this angle, if you would know it from this angle, why don't you just know it from this angle? Because from this angle it is to just get this edge out, and then you can solve it in 3 moves. But also from this angle, why don't you just start like this and then solve it? Same thing with this case. I assume that you know that to solve this pair is 3 times sexy move. 1, 2, 3, and it's solved. But if you already have the cube like this, why don't you just do like this, and it's just the same effect. And I think to know those kind of things, it's really vital to be able to do fast F2L. You shouldn't go too far in learning those tricks though, because for example Brendan Valens is such a cuber who uses very advanced F2L tricks, and he knows a lot, and I think he does it a little bit too much. Well, at least for my style, I don't like it. For example, if you would see that this thing is solved and you see this edge here, he would probably do something like this and it would be solved, which is 1, 2, 3, 5 moves. But it's just so complex that the rest of your solve will be a little bit slowed down because you would be distracted. So maybe a better example of that is this. In this case, you could solve it with this trick, which is 5 moves. And the normal basic trick for this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 moves, which is a little bit shorter. So Brandon would probably do this, and it's probably fast. Well, it's not probably fast, it's fast. But you would end up in a very weird way with your hands and with the cube itself too, which makes it a little bit harder to go on and to look ahead for the following pairs, which is why I would do it just the normal way, because you can keep track of the other pieces a little bit better, because it's just, well, easier moves to follow and you don't rotate the cube. So this is one of the first well, not, maybe it's not even the first, but it's just one of the ideas that I use during my F2L, to not use too complex tricks, to be able to do the other pairs just in the same rhythm as you're already in. So, well, this is of course a very easy case of just saving a pair. So if you would see this pair, and you can also make this pair, then if you just look ahead, then you notice that if you would make this pair wouldn't be destroyed, and you can solve this pair and this pair afterwards. So, and now we have one of the cases that I showed you before, which you don't need to do from this angle or from any other angle, because you can just do it without cube rotations. So a trick that I would use actually is one of these, where this is all, again, say just not destroying a pair, but just saving it. Because if you would solve this pair here, it would be destroyed like this, and you can, yeah, well, you don't need to do that. So the first thought that you might have is to solve it like this, and afterwards you can solve this pair, which is a good thought, but you can do it even better, because at this point you could actually slide this pair already above it and just solve both. So this is a trick I would use. Now you can do it in a lot of ways, and maybe this case is also something that people don't know really from this angle. They would rather do first a U2 and then set it up like this, or even do this and then pairing it up like this. But if you're already here, why don't you just do that and set it up here? It's pretty easy. So to sum up the things that I tried to tell you now is, one, just make sure that you don't use unnecessary many cube rotations to solve the same case. Two, solve pairs from as many angles as possible to avoid cube rotations. Three, don't use too complex tricks, because then the rhythm and the flow of your solve and look ahead for your next pair will be totally destroyed. So keep it simple is really one of the main things that I want to tell you. And well, just find a good balance between complexity, speed, and the tricks that you use of that. So now I will just do some solves to show you how I would do it. Some walkthrough solves where I will not give any comment on the cross or the last layer, because that's not what this tutorial is about. So cross, yeah, I can solve this pair, I can set it up, and this pair it's pretty obvious too because it's already there. So I think I would start off with this pair and then afterwards that pair. So this is a nice trick. So notice that look at is not gone, because this piece is really easy to track and you already know which your next pair will be. So now this pair, you could do like this, set it up, solve this pair, and then do this back, but I don't like to have floating cross edges being not really where they belong. So I would do this and then solve this. Now, well, you can just do one cube rotation, solve these two pairs. Now notice that I did it the same case, this case. Notice that I didn't do it like this now, because now edges wouldn't be preserved. And I always like to have a little, well, it wasn't this case, but I always like to have a little control of the last layer. So either I try to skip OLL or to just orient some edges, or sometimes even to orient some corners if you see the case. Cross. So during the cross, I build it on top, which is not really the best thing to do, but just a little cross tip, whatever. We're already doing a cube tutorial video, might as well do this. So during the cross, like with the last move, I try to put the yellow face down, even though I start with the cross on top, which makes it not as bad as just doing the cross on top and then rotating it with an X2 or even a Z2, or well, that's actually Z2 minus, but who cares. So just going on this pair, because again it doesn't need cube rotations, and now this pair, because you can set it up without cube rotations. Now this pair, it's quite a weird pair to solve it like this, but it works. And then this pair, including a few edges to orient. So as you see, we exceeded the 10-minute barrier now. Congratulations if you're still watching. 10 minutes, I can luckily pass this barrier because I'm a YouTube partner. Well, while I was actually thinking to myself, why are you so stupid and solving cross on yellow? Because, well, the viewers are probably not used to this, but actually I really encourage people to also solve the cross on the opposite side of what they're already doing, which it's really easy to learn because your primary color will be a color that you're already used to, and the secondary colors, which is the colors that are on the side of all the pairs, so that's like, if you don't look at the U and the D phase, it's these colors, like blue, orange, green and red, which is the secondary colors of your pairs, and those are still the same, so it's really easy to get to know the colors. That's a nice OLED skip, and that's a really nice solve actually. So it's really easy to get used to that. And if you would, for instance, if you were a cross white solver and you would want to start cross on blue as your secondary, or your second color you want to do cross on, it's not very useful because then your secondary colors will be the colors that you're already used to as having your cross color, so it would be white, which is really confusing. So always opposite color cross is really easy to learn, but the rest you should really start with that from the beginning. So in this case cross was possible on the bottom for me. Now you could maybe see, because the pieces are on top, so you would maybe solve this pair first, but it requires a cube rotation, and if you look a little bit better, there's a corner here, so you can solve that. So one cube rotation solve, this pairs automatically. Yeah, that's not really a nice case to have for your F2L. So this is a special case that maybe just needs a little bit elaboration. There's a few ways you can solve this case. There's the way that I show you here, which is like R2, U2, blah blah blah. There's also the case which is just this, which would actually skip OLL this time, damn it. But there's also a trick that you can solve it like this, which is also pretty nice. So it's like FR blah blah blah. And if this pair wouldn't be so nice, like it is now, and this slot is free on the side, you can actually solve it like that. So it's now here, chuk, and it will be solved. So, and again, now I can skip OL, but it's pretty useless to learn all those tricks. So just some more walkthrough solves. Because, well, why not? Most people probably already stopped watching anyway, so this pair, this pair, of course, that pair, and now edge orientation. This is a funny case. Tuck, 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 tuck. So this pair maybe, chuk, chuk. This pair, and now this is a nice case. You can because you already got one corner solved, one edge solved on the other pair, and there's two floating pieces that are not solved. So if you would do this, then solve this corner, just like flip this corner, and also bring this edge here, you actually solve two pairs at the same time. Which is a keyhole trick, but it's nice. So I might as well just do some more solves. The real tutorial already ended, but who cares? So I'll try just cross on the bottom. Now this pair you can already do the first few moves without cube rotations. Then I noticed that I could I could pair up this pair really easy. So I can pair this and then go back to pair this. And then this pair. Haha. This is a really weird pair, this. You can solve it like that. But nobody would do that. Maybe even Brendan wouldn't do this. So you can just solve it like this. But I would just rather to do this, which is the wrong way. Right. So it was like this. Yeah. So I would just rather do this probably. If you would solve this pair, many people wouldn't know how to set this up with just RU moves. But you can just COL, and that's not really solved. So this pair. Now this pair on the back, which I showed you before. Tuck, 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 tuck. Now this pair, because this slot here is free, you can set it up like this. Now solve that pair. That's a really weird trick that I use sometimes. Now I can just solve this pair here. This pair, because it's just RU moves. Now this edge, you can just solve it, which is a nice trick. So the edge was like this, and my cross wasn't finished yet. So, well, I already saw this, and you can, well, see that this would come up like this, and why just might be faster to just flip it, and then it's like almost an X cross. Now this pair is quite funny because you can, most people would set it up like this, but if you would get this slot where the corner should go, if you would put it out here, you can put the corner there in 3 moves and then do it back, which luckily also pairs up this and that. That's my second messed up PLL. And I think there we come to an end of the video because I don't feel like doing any more example solves. So I hope you found this useful, and you probably didn't make it all the way to this. Anyway, if you did, then congratulations, you again don't have a life, and keep watching.